One of my major money mistakes in the UK was not opening an account when I first moved into the United Kingdom. Now that I'm ready to open that account, I was told that I'm no longer qualified and I won't be able to get the benefit that comes with opening that bank account about 2 years ago, which is one of the many other things I'm going to share with you in this video, are some of the money mistakes you should avoid if you're an immigrant in the United Kingdom, or even if you are a resident generally in the UK. You need to avoid some of the money mistakes I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, as painful as it is, I actually lost over thousands of pounds, from not opening some of these accounts and not being able to harness some of these opportunities. I will be sharing with you guys in this video. So if you're currently in the UK, you're an immigrant, you're a resident in the UK, whichever status you are in the UK, you sure do want to watch this video. In as much as you spend money in the UK, then you want to watch out for some of those money mistakes that I made and some other people I know made here in the United Kingdom. And if you're coming across the channel for the first time, do hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. For those who have been following my channel for a while, many of you understand the fact that I'm a very financially conscious person. I've got a very good grip of my finances, starting from my first video here in the UK, where I talked about how I was able to save up my tuition fee to relocate into the UK and to study without having to get into debt or borrowing from anyone. And fast forward to 3 years after moving to the UK, there are some money mistakes I made, and I wish I had this conversation with a couple of people I speak with now then, and how you can actually avoid making the same mistake. Now, the first money mistake I made while living in the UK was not opening the right account. Now, when I say the right account, I'm not talking about bank accounts. Now, when I say right account, I'm talking about investment accounts. Now, I was having a conversation with someone a couple of days ago, and we're talking about, how is the mortgage process like in the UK? And, I got to know about, the ISA account that you can open, that the government gives you 25% back on every single amount you put into the account. And, while speaking with that person, I got to know that, if you're here in the UK and you've got plans to stay back in the UK permanently, either after your studies and all of that, then you want to open an ISA account now, because for every 4,000 you put into an ISA account, you get £1,000 back from that account. So imagine I had opened an ISA account 3 years ago when I moved into the UK. Now I should have £3,000 from the government in my ISA contribution, which means that I can actually pull this amount to buy my first house in the UK. But I never knew about all of this information. I was practically clueless. I never even knew what ISA was, in my first 2 years here in the UK. And this was one of the major mistakes I made. And if you're going to open an ISA account, you can't open that. You can't, pull the money to buy a house until after 1 year. So if I'm planning to buy a house in the next 1 year, it means that, or if I'm planning to buy a house before the next 1 year, it means that I can't actually open an ISA account to benefit from the government's contribution to, my purchase of a house. So yeah, that's one of the major mistakes I made, and you should avoid. If you're currently in the UK and you're planning to stay permanently after your studies, then you want to look at opening an ISA account and start putting £100 weekly, monthly into the account to build up your ISA account and also get to benefit from the 25% contribution from the government. If you'd like to know more about this whole ISA investment account, then you can state in the comment section. I'll try to make a full video on that. Another mistake I made, second mistake I made, or money mistake I made, was neglecting investments. Guys, there are lots of investment opportunities that you should harness while you're studying or while you're working in the UK, because trust me, keeping that money in the bank, I'm really a fan of being liquid, as my goal is cash is king. I'm really so keen about having cash at hand because of emergencies and all of that. However, the another thing is that many of those banks don't give interest on the savings. And I got to know about Sterling. So Sterling account was actually the first account I opened in the UK, and I decided to just put some funds in that account because I was trying to spread my funds into different accounts. And I was like, oh, I've got a Sterling account, let me even put some money in there. And lo and behold, in 1 month I just got an interest of I think about 18 pounds, and that was really surprising because the other bank I was using, Lloyds Bank, never gave a single dime on interest for the money in that particular account. So yeah, so guys, you must really look out to opening investment. There are loads of investment accounts that you can open. If you want me to make a full video on that, you can also state in the comment section. The third money mistake was ignoring credit scores and credit cards. Guys, I remember when I first came into the UK, I wanted to buy a phone and a laptop, an iPhone and Apple laptop, and I went into the store, paid cash, got my phone and laptop, and I walked away. Now, I wasn't so keen because I used to work in the bank and I never really liked the idea of loan. To be honest, even till now, I'm still a bit skeptical, but I'm getting better actually. The fact that knowing that you're owing someone, I never really liked it. However, if you're living in the UK, then getting a loan is actually a plus because of course, aside from the fact that it gives you the chance to have some cash to do whatever else, whatever you want to do, and many of the, loans or many of the credit facilities are actually interest free. So why not? If I'm going to pay, so when I bought the phone then, I bought the phone for I think £1,400. That was in 2021, and I was offered the chance to pay that same £1,400 for 2 years, but I said, nah, I want to pay for it now and move on with my life. So that was one of the money mistakes I made because it affected my credit score. I had no credit worthiness. There was no track record of me, being on credit and paying back as at when due. So that affected my credit score at the beginning, which I've been able to build up over time. I think I made a video on how I was able to get almost a perfect credit score here in the UK. So you can watch that video on this channel. And also announcing credit card. Credit cards is actually very important. And for me now, I've got like an Amex credit card, and with that credit card, I get like quite a number of points when I refer people, also when I make transactions with that credit card. And with that alone, I've gotten loads of avios. If I'm to book any flight now with British Emirates, with British Airways, I'm going to get loads of discounts on the cost of the flight. So yeah, don't ignore credit cards or ignore building your credit score. Another money mistake I made was paying too much tax and missing out of pension tax relief. Guys, if you're paying too much tax, make sure you check out your tax code. If you're a student and your tax code is below the 1257L, then you want to contact HMRC to review your tax code, because it means that you're paying more than what you should be paying. And trust me, all of those amounts, so even if you've paid more than what you should have paid in the past, you can actually get a tax refund at the end of the financial year. Make sure you harness the opportunity. Now, another money mistake I made was impulse spending. Guys, this might sound insignificant, but honestly, the build-up of this is really important and worthy of you thinking about. Now, I can remember when I go to the office, I'm really a coffee person, and I would go to the coffee stand and buy a coffee of, I think the coffee was sold for £3, yeah, £3.50 or thereabout. And buying this coffee for every single time I go to the office, I just thought of it. Come on, if I'm buying the coffee of £3.50 and I go to the office 3 times a week, it means that every week I'm spending about £11 to £12 on coffee alone every week. Then every month, that will be 11 times 4. I'm spending almost £50 on coffee every month. It doesn't make sense when I can actually buy the whole coffee and milk thing for less than £5 or £4, and I can just keep it in the office, make my coffee in the office instead of having to go down to the coffee shop to get coffee. So when I cut down on that, and I discovered that after a year, I've actually saved myself £400 on buying coffee from the coffee stand instead of making my own coffee right in the office. So impulse spending is something that you should also pay attention to, and neglecting the budget. Trust me guys, this is one of the money mistakes you don't want to make here in the UK. You need to make sure that you're working on the budget. Have a budget. For me, I've got loads of spreadsheets on how my spending is going. If I need to go on a particular project, I've got a spreadsheet where I track every single money being spent. And this is not you being tight on money. This is you being able to keep track of your finances so you don't get stuck along the way. And another major reasons, another money mistake most people make is black tax. Now trust me guys, if the fact that you're abroad, you're going to get lots of people contacting you from your home country requesting this, requesting that. As much as it's good to help, make sure that you're not helping at the expense of your own well-being also, because it's very important to make sure that you prioritize yourself so you don't get stuck along the way. Now, so if you're currently in the UK and you've made some money mistakes, please state them in the comment section. And if you find this video resourceful, click on the like button. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.